You handed the first box and the first chips to Elon Musk, one of the founders of OpenAI, just a few years ago. I believe this is back. I'm not sure which year we're talking about here. What happened? What did you do? Well, I gave him the world's first artificial intelligence supercomputer. We made it after 5 years. These days, they are found all over the world and are known as DGX. The CEO of NVIDIA is that dude over there. It's like watching a blockbuster unfold as you dive into NVIDIA's fast-paced journey to the top of the tech world. But this isn't fiction, it's the actual thing. It's not just impressive that NVIDIA reached that trillion-dollar market value following a 240% stock rise this year. It's the kind of astounding accomplishment that you have to see to believe. Imagine being the first to recognize AI as the future rather than merely a new technology. Under the astute leadership of its CEO, NVIDIA not only embraced the AI trend, but also spearheaded its development. Delivering the initial chips to Elon Musk for OpenAI is a plot point worthy of a motion picture. It seems like we're creating the AI of the future here, not simply chips. Not to mention the drama and heated arguments around ChatGPT and OpenAI. OpenAI governance difficulties seem to have caught NVIDIA in the middle of one of the most exciting yet complicated technological developments of our time. In a tale where the stakes are as high as determining how humans and AI interact, you expect that kind of dramatic twist. Not only has NVIDIA's financial success contributed to its allure, but it has also been at the center of some of the most intriguing technological advancements. When they looked at AI, it seemed like they said, "We see your potential, and we're going all in." That's the kind of audacious action that sparks discussion, creativity, and occasionally anxiety about the future. The worst part is that NVIDIA wasn't satisfied with producing GPUs alone. The first AI supercomputer was constructed by them. Talk about raising the standard. The vision, the ambition, and, let's face it, the coolness of being trailblazers in unexplored areas are just as important as the technology. The entire narrative, from NVIDIA's quick ascent to their crucial contribution to the development of AI, feels like a masterclass in frontline leadership. And I'm excited to see what they and the rest of the AI community do next, making it took 5 years. These days, they are found all over the world and are known as DGX. Though this GPU weighs 70 pounds and has 35,000 pieces, people mistakenly believe that we produce GPUs. TSMC is the source of 8 of the 35,000 chips. It requires robots to create since it is so hefty. It is comparable to an electric automobile. 10,000 amps are used by it. We get $250,000 for it. Since it's a supercomputer, testing it requires another supercomputer. The DGX supercomputer's narrative is comparable to the construction of the Great Pyramid in the tech world, but with a lot more silicon and less sandstone, you know. The fact that it took NVIDIA 5 years to release the DGX is evidence of their perseverance, accuracy, and most likely a good deal of coffee. The idea of this enormous machine, with its 35,000 components and 8 TSMC processors, coming together with the aid of robots, is like something from a futuristic science fiction book. However, it's not the future. Rather, it's NVIDIA's present, and it's completely amazing. The DGX isn't just ordinary gear, though. It's a $250,000 behemoth that needed another supercomputer to test. Let's talk numbers now. That's dropping the gauntlet from orbit, not simply throwing it down. This machine was the first of its type and set the standard for AI infrastructure when it was developed in 2012. This amount of invention is superhero level, so it's the kind of accomplishment that makes you wonder if NVIDIA's engineers wear capes to work. The insolence of it all, choosing to not only construct an AI supercomputer, but to make it so sophisticated and state-of-the-art that you need another supercomputer to test its functionality, is what irritates me. NVIDIA appears to have glanced at the rulebook, laughed, and thrown it over their shoulder. The goal of this maneuver was to launch the envelope into orbit, not just push it. Not to mention the cost. The DGX is not your typical office computer, coming in at $250,000. It's an investment in the future and a piece of the puzzle that will help solve some of the most difficult challenges in the world. We believe in the power of AI so much, we built the ultimate machine to drive it forward. NVIDIA is saying, and the world is paying attention. In addition to being widely used, the DGX is a tool that is changing the boundaries of artific. Increase of 31%. The banks and billionaires are aware of it. This is why the majority of their customers take into account their art collections as part of their overall estate planning strategy, according to a survey of wealth managers that surveyed more than 88% of them. The main issue is that creating a portfolio of blue-chip artwork usually requires millions, if not tens of millions. Our sponsor Masterworks is paving the way for securitized art investing for the first time, despite the fact that it differs significantly from full art investing. They have been purchasing and reselling artwork worth millions of dollars from artists such as Banksy, Warhol, Picasso, and others. I've witnessed shares for some artworks sell out in a matter of minutes, and there are currently over 900,000 users registered. However, my subscribers are being urged to visit masterworks.io to view the artworks now available on their platform. 5 years ago, when AlexNet was still in its infancy, I met Berkeley professor Peter Beal, who was one of the pioneers at OpenAI. I delivered the world's first AI supercomputer to OpenAI that day, and people snapped photos of it and posted them online because he's involved in all the drama we've been reading about. Thus, Beal, a former Berkeley professor who is now a tech titan, plays a crucial part in this story. Delivering the first AI supercomputer in history to OpenAI in person is more than simply a delivery. It's a historic handoff, akin to carrying the torch at the Tech Olympics. Beal is more than just a courier. He was a pioneer of OpenAI and is involved in a drama that might likely serve as the basis for a Netflix series. Against the backdrop of the AlexNet era, this moment is more than just a footnote in tech history. It's a moment in time, complete with commemorative photographs. Everyone remembers where they were when it happened, making it resemble the technological equivalent of a moon landing. Let's move on to AlexNet, which really changed the game for neural networks in 2012. Programming was like carefully planning a road trip with a map and a compass before AlexNet came along. However, AlexNet suggested using GPS instead of a map. By demonstrating the intended outcomes, it presented this novel concept of programming, completely appending the conventional approaches. The transition from engineer-driven programming to a results-driven strategy that was more like teaching than programming was not merely a change, it was a quantum leap. It's similar to the difference between learning to cook by meticulously following a recipe and combining components according to your desired dish's flavor. What's intriguing in this case is how these milestones have wider implications. The invention of AlexNet and the delivery of the first AI supercomputer to OpenAI by someone like Beal amid the chaos of innovation and drama are examples of more than simply technological breakthroughs. They represent a paradigm change in the way we think about innovation and problem solving. It seems as though AlexNet appeared to play 3D chess after the ape community had been playing checkers. This age was about rethinking the fundamentals of machine learning and programming, not just about faster processors or more effective algorithms. Everything from the delivery to the drama to the breakthrough is woven together into a beautiful tapestry that shows not just where we've been, but also where we're going. These experiences are the ed industry's folklore. We will recount them again and over again as we reflect on our progress and envision our future. For my part, I find it irresistible. AlexNet accomplished something noteworthy. A neural network is seen here. It's a software program that you developed to display the desired outcomes, which is the opposite of what most programs did before then. Up until then, programs were created by engineers who would sit down and write software, which was then tested to determine if it achieved the desired results. Here, however, you provided an example and explained the expected results. As a result, AlexNet dramatically changes the rules of computer vision recognition. Consider it this way. Prior to AlexNet, computer vision was somewhat similar to